Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good afternoon. Pada Sir Rami, thank you for the kind introduction. Sahabat-sahabat saya daripada tenaga pengajar Pusat Tabidi, the students, kawanan dan muamalan for this session. So Alhamdulillah, I've been given this task to share a bit of my experience so that we can together improve the quality of life and sort of invest not only for the temporary earth but also more permanent akhirat, insyaAllah. By coincidence, my university, being read by Sir Raimi just now, has a similar fate with Universiti Pertanian, Malaysia. So if you look into the internet, there's no more UMIST. There's now been merged with the University of Manchester. And together it's now called the University of Manchester. So there's no more UMIST. So sama lah kita punya nasib. Sijil dekat mana universiti ni dah tak tahu. Alright, so what is your expectation for this afternoon? You think that you get something magical? Something magic? So that you think by the end of about 1 hour you'll be able to be creative. Anyone wants to share something? Just shout it out loud. What is your KPI out of this meeting? Anyone? Maybe Puan Alifah, you can start. Why did you invite me? So, for those of you it's not very clear what she said, it's about hoping that I can leverage on my experience sedikit sebanyak pengalaman apa yang saya ada. By the way, I'm already retired, an old man telling a story from here. Alright, ABC, that's what we're going to talk about. Bukan air batu campur, tapi ABC ya. Hopefully it can move sampai. Yes, okay. Cuba tengok. Ini di situ can move. Just now was okay.
Ada ni, ada apa dah? Ada tak? Dia cukup.
Try it. Bismillah. Alright. So the ABC of how to be innovative. So the A stands for limada, why? Mengapa? Then the B is the what, and the C is the how. So these are the ABCs that we'll be covering today. Kenapa? Apa dia? Dan bagaimana? So we try to condense it and try to make it simple, but simple doesn't mean easy. Simple means senang nak faham, tapi easy means you have to sacrifice your time, your effort, resources. Alright, so pertama, these are the things yang kita cerita apabila kita nak cuba menyelesaikan masalah. So problem solving problem. So we are given 11 marbles, and then we have 3 glasses, empty glasses. So how can we distribute these 11 marbles? Every glass contain odd number of marbles. Senang kan? Apa jawapannya? Senang ya? Jangan takut. Anyone? Three, 5, 8. 3, 3, 5, 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 5, you get 11. Kan sedap. 3, 5, 3 boleh kan? Ada jawapan lain? Bukan satu je. 1, 3, 7. Lagi? 9, 1, 1. See? You are creative people. So now, let's make it harder. Now you have 10 marbles, and we are going to distribute odd number of marbles in each of the classes. Kita remove one of the marbles just now kan? Only 10 je tinggal. We have only 10 marbles now. So we are going to have odd number of marbles inside each glass. Apa jawapan? Susah sikit kan? Tadi just bagi dia warm up. Sekarang kita dah remove one. So you have 10 marbles, and you're going to distribute so that each glass contain odd number of marbles. Bilangan ganjil. Tak boleh. Give up. So this is what Sir Raimi is trying to tell. Thinking out of the box. So thinking out of the box, you have to apply your creativity skills, innovative skills. This is what this talk is all about. Belah sana ada jawapan? Yes? No? Semua geling kepala. Sini tengah-tengah. Macam mana? Macam mana? Ya, sebenarnya in each class. Applaud for being courageous enough to attempt. Belah sini ada. Okay, so this is the mukaddimah. Maknanya kalau kita talk about thinking outside the box. By the way, we are not boxers. Yeah. Thinking out the box means differently. Memikir secara lain sikit. So one example, one solution is you ambil 2 guli, 2 marbles, you letak dalam ni. Ya, 2 marbles you letak sini, and 1 marble letak sini. So tinggal berapa? So 7 dalam ni. Satisfy 10 kan? 2, 1, 7. Betul? So now you take this glass, put on top of this. Yes? Tepuk tangan. So, thinking out the box. Yeah? So, you're actually satisfied. Yeah. Right, so now, kalau kita ambil kek ni pula, dia boleh potong 3 kali supaya dapat 8 pieces. You cut 3 times. Boleh? Kalau you potong tengah, siapa yang ambil yang bawah tak dapat icing, yang atas ni so potong belah tengah kan, yang tengah tu kesian lah, yang sebelah atas ni dia tak dapat. Saya potong tengah kan, tapi bolehlah terima jawapan tu. Dia potong tengah kan, dia potong macam tu. Cumanya bila kita tengok nanti yang belah bawah tu, dia deprive of the upper portion yang quite tasty kan. Okay, so sebab kita cakap sini cake 3 times kan, so one solution is you potong tengah-tengah sini bulat, ya, and then you cut, and you dah dapat. Okay, can you imagine? So things seems to be difficult, but after thinking a bit, you can find the solution. Okay, so always try to think and do not give up easily, and you can sometimes almost solve almost anything in short. Okay, so the next thing is itu sebagai mukadimah lah. Maksudnya there are certain things that we see difficult to find solution, but there are solutions. So the next thing yang anda ingin tahukan adalah, is there a systematic way? So it's not something gifted. Is there a systematic way of how to train ourselves to be creative, to be innovative? The answer is yes. But as I said earlier, we need to train ourselves and kena istiqamah. You have to, anything you want to do, kena ada effort. So tak ada effort, usually it doesn't come just like that. Right, so you have to answer the part A dulu. Apa dia A tadi? Why? Okay, so kalau kita tengok daripada sirah Rasulullah SAW, banyak ketika there are many instances and incidents, stories where our beloved Prophet SAW has demonstrated his creativity, innovativeness, bil hikmah, and because of that dia tarbiyahkan dia punya para sahabat untuk jadi kreatif and inovatif. So, do you know that ada berapa banyak kali ghazwah ataupun peperangan di zaman Rasulullah SAW? Boleh kira kan? You can count. Badar, Uhud, and so on. Tapi tak banyak. Tapi the more interesting question is, did you realize that our beloved Prophet SAW ensured that casualties on both sides are kept at minimum? Itu you tahu tak? Itu bukan macam sekarang. Macam the ending of World War II, macam mana the Japanese surrendered because weapon of mass destruction. Dijatuhkan bom, mati ramai. Tapi masa Rasulullah SAW, bila ada peperangan, he made sure that the enemy as well as the Muslim numbers of casualties are kept at minimum. Itu etika peperangan yang diajarkan oleh Rasulullah SAW kepada kita semua. That's satu contoh. Banyak lagi contoh-contoh. Umpamanya bila penghijrahan ke Madinah, kita lihat telah adanya treaty, perjanjian di antara Aus dan Khazraj, kan, Muhajirin, to ensure that there is no internal squabble. That we cannot afford, pada masa itu the Muslim cannot afford internal fighting. So they need to unite. So the Prophet SAW ensured that unity was there, the strength was there. So these are examples bagaimana baginda telah memastikan apa-apa keperluan yang diperlukan pada masa itu digunakan supaya dapat memastikan Islam itu berjaya. So ada banyak lagi contoh-contoh yang dipamerkan oleh Rasulullah SAW. So bila diturunkan kepada para sahabat pula, the companions also, did something similar. Dalam kita dengar baru-baru ni, seorang rakyat Malaysia ditangkap di mana? Sweden. News. Norway, so claimed to be a student. So the allegation was espionage, spying. So zaman Rasulullah SAW ada juga konsep of spying. So apa berlaku was, sebelum peperangan, tak silap saya peperangan Badar, Rasulullah SAW sent a few parties to spy. So dalam ketika itu, di kalangan camp musyrik, dia sedang berbincang, and they knew that they are suspicious. Dalam keadaan gelap gulita, the leader was saying, kita mungkin ada spy di kalangan kita. So lebih baik kita masing-masing sebut siapa di sebelah kamu, dan nak pastikan there's no spy within the camp pada masa itu. So Huzaifah radhiyallahu anhu, being innovative, dia start dulu. Siapa anda? So before anybody ask him, you ask the person next, and it goes on. So these are examples of being innovative, and you can actually get the information on the preparation of your enemy. Satu lagi insiden is sebelum peperangan Badar tu, usually saya masih ingat pasal Badar, Ghazwatul Badar. So the Sahabah was trying to estimate ada berapa di kalangan bilangan tentera musyrik pada masa itu. So dia jumpa on the way tu, sebelum peperangan tu, dia jumpa seorang budak, ya. Dia tanya lah budak tu, ada berapa? Nampak tak tentera? Budak cakap dia nampak. Berapa bilangan tentera musyrik yang budak tu nampak? So budak tu cakap, I'm sorry, I cannot count more than 10. Cannot count more than 10. So what you going to do? Seorang sahabat tu nak sepak kan? Dah marah lah. So seorang lagi sahabat cakap, hold on, berapa unta yang telah disembelih? So about 10. Dia boleh kira. So roughly 1,000. One camel, about 100. 10 camels slaughtered, about 1,000. creativity. So usually if you cannot count more than 10, you have to refer to something else. So in this case, they refer kepada camels, how many camels were slaughtered. So that estimate was given. So they were prepared for that kind of engagement for the war. And tentera musyrik pun pandai juga spying. Dia sebelum peperangan tu, dia dah hantar dah satu tim buat reke, kan? And then dia tengok ada tahi unta somewhere sebelum sampai ke badan. So dia korek tahi unta. Dia korek tahi unta guna tangan ke? Tak tahu kan. Tapi dia korek tahi unta tu, and dia tahu kurma yang datang, biji kurma daripada unta tu is daripada Madinah. So they also very creative, the enemy. So they knew that the Muslims are nearby. And then if you look further, during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, within 10 years after his migration, hijrah pada Madinah, dia boleh cover as big as Eastern Europe, the conversion to Islam. How is that possible? Of course, we don't have Allah SWT, but bil hikmah, dengan creativity dan inovasi. So these are things yang not highlighted too much, tapi sebenarnya dengan cara inilah Islam telah berkembang. Dan Alhamdulillah kita lihat hari ini dengan adanya teknologi media sosial dan semua, things are getting in the favor of Islam. People are getting nearer to Islam. A lot of reverts and so on. So there is a systematic way to be native. So why? Is because that is how Islam spread, and that is basically the message of Islam. Kalau kita diarahkan menjadi seorang yang insan Rabbani, it means that insan Rabbani ini adalah insan Muslim, soleh wa Muslim. It's good for ourselves and good for others. So we have to become a good Muslim, and others can benefit from us. That is the purpose. Bukan saja sebagai am, tapi juga sebagai khalifah, menyampaikan risalah, menyampaikan apa yang disuruh oleh Allah SWT. So if we want to sampaikan risalah ni, kita kena ada inovasi, kena ada creativity, kan? So kalau mereka yang berkesempatan pergi ke Timur Tengah, kan, ada yang antara antum semua pernah sempat pergi ke Timur Tengah, dan you pergi ke stesen minyak diorang, dekat Jeddah ke dekat, yalah, you can choose dari Timur Tengah. Dia tengok dia punya lantai kotor, penuh dengan minyak. Tapi dekat stesen minyak kita bersih. Kalau boleh setiap titik minyak tu nak masuk dalam tangki minyak. Dekat sana minyak murah, jadi dia orang tak kisah melempar-lempar bawah kotor. Jadi dia orang datang ke Malaysia pula, dia orang terkejut. Bila ambil wuduk, basuh benda, wah, melempar-lempar air. Pada dia orang terbalik, air itu sangat berharga. Okay, so kalau kita tak tahu cara pemikiran budaya yang orang lain di kalangan kita nak menyampaikan dakwah atau risalah, dia tidak akan sampai. Jadi inilah antara dalam surat Hujurat, dan Allah SWT address bukan ya ayyuhallazina amanu, tapi ya ayyuhan nas, wahai manusia. Allah SWT mencipta kamu li ta'arafu, untuk saling kenal mengenal, bukan untuk berperang. Ya. Jadi bila kita diarahkan oleh Allah SWT, He's addressing the human beings, not orang beriman. You have been created so that you know each other, so that you are enjoying what is good and forbid what is evil. Okay, so that basically is enough, I believe, to become the motivation, the why. Kenapa kita kena ada elemen creativity dan inovasi. Okay, so it's not only for the purpose of making money, but more fundamentally to spread the message of Islam. Okay, so that is the why. So now kita masuk kepada what. Oh, dia start pula. Ini salah.
Start.
Kenapa dia start? I don't know. Sorry. So, bila kita cerita tentang the what ataupun apa benda yang kita nak katakan sebagai inovasi dan kreativiti ni, kita lihat bahawa kita kena define apa itu creativity. Anyone? What is creativity? Yeah, concept. Thinking outside the box. Okay, dia akan buka soalan daripada soalan yang lebih besar. What is a box? How do you think outside the box? So, okay, kalau tengok creativity di sini, the simple definition I chose is connecting the dots. Kita semua pernah main connecting the dots. And kita daripada dots tu, sorry ada misal, mungkin banyak lagi. So, in connecting the dots, making connection where none existed before. So, bila kita connected the dots masa kita budak-budak tu, kita nampak dia punya image, rabbit ke apa, ikut numbering tu kan. So, connecting the dots, making connection where this kind of connection have not been established before. That is a simple, I believe, definition of creativity. So, contoh, kalau kita lihat di sini, apa yang saya nak tunjuk dalam gambar ni ialah kita nampak macam kambing yang telah dibunuh, dan lepas tu dia jalan, dia akan move along, and then ni assembly of cars. So Henry Ford, he is the first person attributed to the cara memasang automobil kereta sekarang. Sebelum ni, cara buat kereta macam mana? Setiap kereta tu, dia punya platform, katakan hall yang besar, nak buat 50 kereta, setiap itu ada 50 dia punya platform, kemudian dia punya engineer dan dia punya technician akan move from one to the next one. Tapi bila Henry Ford pergi ke pasar, dia tengok binatang tu, dia punya bangkai tu bergerak. So, dia tukar dia punya solution of manufacturing cars. Rather than the engineers moving, is actually the platform yang moving, engineers would stay put. So, the assembly is moving. So, dia sampai, dia pasang skru ke apa. That is creativity. Cool. And then kita ada contoh, siapa is the founder of Starbucks? Aku nak Google. The founder of Starbucks, his name is Howard Schultz. Dan sebelum ni dia ada 3 orang, tapi Howard Schultz ni dia beli daripada 3 orang ni. The original concept of Starbucks, dia jual coffee beans, biji kopi. That is how Starbucks started. Dia jual biji kopi, orang beli biji kopi, they grind and then make your own coffee at home. So suddenly one time, Howard Schultz dia pergi Milano, Italy. The Italians were already having the concept apa yang kita ada dekat Starbucks masa tu. Everybody was actually making lattes and all those kind of things. So Howard Schultz ni, the owner of Starbucks, bawa balik idea ni ke Amerika, US. Jadi satu chain. Idea masa tu dia jual biji kopi, sekarang dia jadi macam apa yang kita ada sekarang. Kan? And where did the Italians learn about this coffee? Tak tahu kan? I'll tell you. The Italians got the idea about coffee daripada orang Islam. The Sufis, dia tengok daripada Ethiopia ni ada satu jenis plant. Dia boleh menyebabkan dia boleh lebih berzikir. Ahli Sufi. So from Ethiopia, dia berpindah ke Yaman, and then popularized later on through Ottoman Empire, sampai ke Italy, sampai ke US, sampai ke Malaysia. So the concept of coffee initially is to make you awake, so that you boleh berzikir. Ahli Sufi. Jadi sampai sekarang kita semua menikmati kopi. Yang tu, you kena bagi dia kopi yang tengah tidur. Go to Starbucks. Dekat UIA, dia ada Ridza and he and she. Dua-dua pun ada. Dekat Muslim tak ada. Bukan aja Ridza, he and she, dua-dua ada dalam kampus Gombak. Okay, so dah tahu dah cerita sekarang. Maknanya, this how kita kena. Sometimes we need to go to places macam cerita Henry Ford ataupun Howard Schultz. Tapi sekarang ni, with the advent of technology, kita boleh surf the internet, and we can get lessons from history, and we can become more creative. Doesn't mean you have to travel all the time to get ideas. Okay, so innovation. What's the difference between creativity and innovation? You may be creative, but you may not be innovative. Anyone? Creative is trying to make the connection that has never been connected before. Two things. Macam tadi, dia punya bangkai kambing dengan manufacturing assembly of cars. They combine, jadi manufacturing assembly sekarang. So, creativity, if you are creative tapi kedekut ilmu. Bila you kedekut ilmu, idea yang you ada tu sini kan, you tak share dengan orang, so nothing happen. The idea is not realized. Tetapi when you are innovative, you share your idea, then you are not only creative, but you are also innovative. Maksudnya, you take creativity to the next level, menambah nilai, add value, ada contribution to humanity. So if you keep your idea, takut orang curi idea, then your idea will die with you. Bagi zaman moden sekarang ni, secara kapitalis, dia orang nak protect idea. Their concept is intellectual property. You boleh keluarkan patent, copyright. So bila you ada idea tu, you boleh patent your idea. You boleh protect your ideas for about 20 years. After that, other people can use. So these are ways on how to share your ideas. Okay? So that means it's not enough to be creative, you have to be innovative as well. Realizing your creative idea, the spark that you have achieved just now, you must ensure that other people will be able to benefit. Otherwise, you are creative, but nobody benefit from your idea. please ask if you have something burning question. Right. So here I'm talking within the concept of what. Okay. A is why, B is what. So there are different types of innovation. Okay. There are ada 4 kategori innovation. Some clarity needs to be given here. Ada pandangan di sana mengatakan saya tak perlukan PhD nak jadi inovatif. Okay. So you will find certain person berjaya dapat menemui beberapa innovation and dia tak perlu PhD. And then on the other hand, you have people yang buat PhD pula, kan? Dan dia akan dapat menemui perkara-perkara yang baru. So kita kena faham dua-dua ni adalah berbeza. So, that's the reason why kita ada istilah R&D. R&D itu apa? Research and Development. Research are meant for PhDs. Development meant for innovators. So kalau you buat innovation, you don't really need a PhD. But if you are doing research, then you have to drill vertically deep. So researchers, dia akan dapat pengiktirafan melalui Nobel Prize kemudian. Innovators tak dapat Nobel Prize. Dia orang dapat fulus, duit. Nobel Prize winners, dia orang tak banyak sangat duit, tapi recognition. So you have to see, ada yang berminat nak jadi researcher, ada yang berminat jadi innovator ataupun developer. So developer ni masing-masing ada dia punya tugas, researcher ada tugas ni. So dekat Malaysia problem dia R&D ni kurang. Researchers kebanyakan berada di universiti, developers kurang. So bila penemuan dilakukan di peringkat universiti, tak ada developer nak bawa dia ke pasaran. Tapi di Amerika, umpamanya negara maju, dia seimbang. Siapa yang ada penemuan dekat universiti, pihak industri ada developer, dia boleh ambil idea daripada universiti, dibangunkan by developers, innovators, dia jadi iPhone sekarang dah berapa? 15. Those kind of things. Alright, so ada 4 level of innovation. One is incremental, sikit je. Maknanya dalam inovasi ni, every one of us boleh innovate. Dan this one is entry level. Semua boleh innovate. But we call it as incremental. The next level is differential. And then radical as well as breakthrough. The 4 kategori. This is the what. So kita semua boleh ada kat sini. Usually dekat Malaysia ni kita dekat sini. 3 and 4 ni tak banyak sangat. So saya bagi contoh apa yang dimasukkan dengan the 4 categories. So katakan kita ada cermin mata sebagai baseline. Kita ada cermin mata, dan cermin mata ni digunakan untuk membaiki kita punya vision, impact vision. That is the original idea. So bila dengan baseline clear glass lenses to correct short-sightedness or long-sightedness, rabun jauh, rabun dekat. So kita andaikan cermin mata ni, the starting point baseline dia ada lens glass buat daripada kaca. Kemudian you apply konsep incremental innovation ni, you bagi dia color. Many years ago, kita start dengan kaca, glass ni colorless, kaca lah. Tapi incremental punya innovation is you add color pada glass lens tu. So dia jadi gelap sikit, ada brown, ada yellowish, ada yang separuh. So that is incremental innovation. Faham? Ada soalan di situ? That is the baseline, naik sikit pada inovasi. Kita ada colored glass. Tapi differential ni pula, you take it to the next level. Maknanya, people are complaining lenses yang buat daripada kaca ni berat. So, buat research, dia innovate, ganti glass dengan plastik. Plastic lenses. So that is under incremental innovation. Jadi ringan. The next one radical, dia orang remove langsung dia punya bingkai, tak payah spectacle punya frame. Dia ambil lenses tu lekat ke biji mata, dia letak ke mata. So pasaran pun baru, kan? Itu sebab kadang-kadang kita tengok orang Melayu ni mata dia warna biru. Bukan ada masalah dengan mata, nothing wrong with the short-sightedness or long-sightedness. Rambut jauh, rambut dekat, habis nak bergaya. So, kategori ketiga. Kategori keempat, breakthrough ni terus tak pakai lens, tembak je dengan laser masuk mata. You correct your vision. Faham? So, if you want to go from 1, 2 tu relatively senang, tapi to go to 3 and 4, you kena ada research. You work together with the developer. Any question? Okay? So that is the category of what, why, what, and then apa yang berlaku dalam dunia in the real life. When you introduce something, dia punya cara penerimaan pasaran kepada sesuatu yang diperkenalkan dalam pasaran agak lembab. Kita tengok how it actually acceptance dia. Lepas tu dia tiba dia punya climax and then die off. Okay? Mana-mana produk macam tu lah, dia punya karakteristik. You want to introduce something, dia tak terus naik, dia akan lembab, tiba pada peak and then hilang. Bagi contoh, satu benda yang pernah kita lihat dah tak ada dah sekarang, typewriter, pager, tak pernah dengar. Pager, typewriter dah tak ada, sama kami ada, dah tak ada. Tapi typewriter tu has evolved to become your keypad. Has evolved. So, whenever you innovate, you have to realize ada yang jenis Sayyidina Abu Bakar. Apa Nabi SAW cakap betul. Ada yang sahabat lembab, dia duduk dekat sini Fatah Mekah, dia duduk sitting on the fence. Bila Fatah Mekah, the conquest of Mekah, the opening of Mekah, ramai masuk Islam. That is the reality of innovation. When you introduce something, you have people yang early adopters. Ni kategori 1, 2 ni macam saya cakap tadi lah, Sayyidina Abu Bakar. Orang musyrik tanya, you percaya ke Nabi tu Isra' Mi'raj? Apa Nabi cakap, dia betul. That is Sayyidina Abu Bakar. Kategori ni. Yang kita semua kat sini, semua di sitting on the fence. Betul tak betul, betul tak betul. And then of course, apa-apa yang dekat 5 ni macam Abu Lahab, memang ada dalam musim ke. You buat lah apa-apa pembaruan, I don't care as long as I get my salary. These are things yang berlaku in reality. Okay, so ini is part of nak masuk kategori C sekarang. How? So kategori C how ni is macam mana kita nak jawab soalan tadi. Is there a systematic way or becoming innovative. So kalau lihat daripada apa yang berlaku di zaman Rasulullah SAW, ya, dan para anbiya, Napoleon Bonaparte, all these historical lesson, they have something similar. So bila antum semua masuk fakulti nanti, dia ada perkenalkan, semua universiti termasuk SIM, dia perkenalkan apa yang dipanggil final year project. Final year project ni maksudnya dia macam mukadimah, memperkenalkan kepada research. Sebelum you buat masters ke PhD, those who are initiated to further their studies, final year project is about trying to train you so that you become creative. Okay, so bila buat final year project ni, you kena ada benda 4 ni yang similarity daripada history. Satu example from history, maksudnya bila you buat final year project, dia ada yang dipanggil literature survey. Apa orang lain dah buat, apa saya nak buat ni lain daripada apa yang orang dah buat. So you must look into the literature. Itu dipanggil lesson from history. Kalau tak ada benda yang baru, apa you buang masa? Orang dah buat lah, kan? Kita tanya ChatGPT. ChatGPT boleh tolong. Dia boleh tolong dia cakap, ini belum buat, ini dah buat, cepat sikit sekarang boleh dapat jawapan. Kemudian presence of mind. Presence of mind ni maksudnya you kena bersungguh-sungguh. Bila dah buat literature review, dah tahu what is new, what people have done, what I want to do, then you kena fokus. Tak boleh lah sekejap ni nak buat ni, sekejap nak buat ni, caca marba. Okay, once you focus, that's what we call presence of mind. And then you have that flash of insight. Flash of insight ni orang putih cakap ada spark, mentor tu menyala atas kepala. You have new ideas. That's called flash of insight. Masa bila you dapat this kind of experience? Masa tengah solat, dalam toilet, tengah mandi, shower, semua ada experience. Dalam solat tu mungkin bisikan syaitan. Tak pasti. So these are things, bila kita dah buat literature review, learning from other people, and then kita fokus, we are waiting for that flash of insight, eureka moment, bulb flashing. Bulb flashing tu is because bila you dah buat research ataupun dah buat kajian, orang lain dah buat ni, orang dah buat ni, then your creativity by definition just now is to connect the two dots that has not been connected before. So kalau you tak ada two dots dalam otak, macam mana you nak connect? So you kena ada at least two dots that have never been connected before, and then only you can connect. Baru ada spark. So maknanya, you tengok Albert Einstein ke, you tengok siapa-siapa yang menang award, dia punya storyline sama je. They all learn from history. Dia orang kena belajar, dia kena buat literature review. Dia tak datang macam tu je, baru dia boleh buat connection. Okay, so that connection is flash of insight. Resolution ni maksudnya you very determined. The concept of creativity jadi innovation just now. You do not want your creative idea just remaining an idea. You want to realize your idea. So that's the meaning of resolution. You take your idea to the next level, realize it. So whatever challenges that you face, you will face it, and you want to actually realize your creative ideas. So diceritakan bahawa Colonel Sanders, KFC founder, dia cuba jual idea dia 1000 kali, 1000 times, orang semua tak percaya. sampai pada 1000 person. After 1000 kali 999 dia dapat investor. Resolution ini 2 kali tak dapat, dah give up. Tak boleh lah macam tu. Banyak cerita-cerita orang yang ambil SPM dia main-main, second time dia become the best student. So these are things yang kita kena ambil kira lah. Jadi okay, I'll skip that. This one yang penting sekarang is to give you something more than the framework. Tadi more kepada konsep. Sekarang ni is satu set of tools how you can try to apply to solving problems. Ada beza solving problem solving. Is there a difference between solving problem and problem solving? Apa dia? Dekat sekolah, you actually been trained to solving problem. Tapi bila keluar pada sekolah, masuk pusat tamidi, kemudian fakulti, tiba-tiba you realize, some of you didn't realize, tapi some of you will realize you have migrated, transition from solving problem to become problem solving. Contoh, so dekat sekolah dulu, diberikan macam mana nak solve simultaneous equation. Betul tak? Pernah guna teknik solving simultaneous equation? Persamaan serentak. Kena cakap Melayu. So, cikgu dah ajar. Betul tak? Macam mana nak selesaikan persamaan serentak. Datang dekat universiti, datang pusat tamidi, tiba-tiba macam mana nak dapat persamaan serentak tu? That's different. You were given persamaan serentak and teknik untuk menyelesaikan di sekolah. Tapi bila masuk sekolah, masuk universiti, macam mana nak dapatkan persamaan itu? That is problem solving. Solving problem is kita give you the equation, then we give you the technique how to solve. Problem solving, how do you get the equation? That is the challenge dekat university. Okay, so satu teknik di sini yang kita panggil sini ialah ASIT, kan? Bukan SHIT, tapi ASIT. Okay, Advanced Systematic Inventive Thinking. Ada 5 tools. Satu multiplication, satu lagi dia panggil division, satu breaking, satu symmetric tool, satu removal or trimming tool, satu lagi unification tool. 5. Okay, yang asalnya datang daripada trees. Trees ni lebih kurang ada 40 tool. Jadi orang tengok terlalu banyak, confused. Jadi this person dia mudahkan daripada 40 dia jadi 5. Interested? Bagi contoh. So, macam mana dia orang dapat idea ni? So, bila dia orang tengok dalam patent search, dia buat Google search ke apa ke, dia cakap sini 90% of the patent yang saya cakap tadi, dia nak protect your idea tu. One of the ways to protect ideas is you declare as a patent. So, dia tengok 90% of the patent involve solution close to the problem. Maknanya, if you have a problem and you want to problem solve it, the solution is near to the problem. The solution is near to the problem. Maksudnya di sini, kalau you have gambar raja yang macam ni, you can imagine this is your bull's eye, not bullshit. bullseye, siapa yang main dart, dia nak kena yang bullseye ni, you can imagine yang tengah-tengah tu your problem. So daripada kajian, 90% of pattern dia punya penyelesaian dia dekat sini. So dia spiral out. The more you go further from the bullseye, the more it becomes expensive and complicated. But if you can find the solution near the problem, that solution is viable, practical and cheap, economical. That's how they want to introduce the ASIT ataupun yang 42. So I'm going to talk briefly about the ASIT technique ni, yang multiplication, division, breaking, removal, unification tool. Idea dia ialah, if you are able to analyze the problem, masalah, solution dia should be near the problem. But if you make it, the solution makin lama makin jauh daripada problem, it may solve the problem but become impractical because of cost and because of other resources. So, more than 10 years ago, ada leakage dekat dasar laut, sampai ke Mexico ke apa. Ada leakage dasar laut, lepas tu minyak keluar daripada dasar laut. So macam-macam teknik diorang cuba nak selesaikan, macam mana nak tutup dia punya kebocoran minyak daripada dasar laut. Tapi yang paling mudah ialah macam kita ada sinki kan, we have a sink, we have a stopper, dia tutup je. So that was how they solve the problem. Dia tampal je lah tempat mana yang bocor, yang keluar minyak dasar laut. Macam-macam teknik lain dia guna tak berjaya. So solution is near the problem. Okay, so if you have a problem, look at the problem closely and perhaps the solution is nearby. So, okay. This one, contoh satu daripada tool ni melibatkan ikan. So, nelayan Jepun sekarang ni dia kena pergi deep sea fishing. Deep sea fishing ni maknanya dia kena travel seminggu 2 minggu pergi ke laut yang dalam, sebab ikan-ikan yang dekat laut yang dekat semua dah habis, dia kena pergi jauh. So dalam satu ekspedisi tu 2 minggu, mungkin seminggu pergi dan seminggu balik. So masalahnya ialah bila dia ada tangkapan ikan, seminggu dia dah pergi, dia nak datang balik ke pelabuhan seminggu. So dia punya fish tu, especially Japanese, dia kena fresh. Japanese they eat fresh. Jadi dia ada satu spesies ikan macam ni kan. So dia bawa balik ikan. So dia masuk, dia first approach macam kita dah buat, dia tangkap ikan, lepas tu dia masuk freezer dalam kapal. So bila sampai ke pelabuhan, after 1 week, people complain tak sedap, it's not fresh. So that solution doesn't solve the problem. So the next solution apa this nelayan Jepun buat is, dia make sure ikan tu hidup selama seminggu perjalanan balik selepas dia buat tangkapan. So dia tak mati and then frozen. This time dia hidup, ada tangki besar dalam kapal tu, and then dia biarkan ikan tu hidup sampai ke pelabuhan. Makan, masih tak fresh. Kenapa? Kenapa masih tak boleh selesaikan masalah? Anyone? air tak mengalir umpamanya. Tapi yang lebih penting daripada kajian dia buat, dia suka makan ikan ni. Ikan yang jenis ni, dia suka makan ikan yang hidup yang kecil. Jadi solution dia kali ini, solution ketiga, dia hidupkan ikan tu di dalam habitat air yang ada dalam tangki tu, ada makanan ikan favorite ikan. So kali ini thumbs up, boleh makan ikan fresh. So this one is called multiplication tool. Okay, so problem to say slightly modified copy existing object into the current system. So maknanya big fish and small fish. Multiplication tool. Any question? So you look at the problem, you have fish, so now you have big fish and small fish. So become multiplication tool. Yang ini dia panggil apa? Peperangan Teluk, the Gulf War. Dia punya reason the Gulf War was because the late Saddam Hussein proclaimed Kuwait to be part of Iraq. So dia masuk and invade for a couple of days. Masuk daripada Iraq, tentera Saddam Hussein masuk and menjajah, conquered Kuwait. Then the Allied forces led by US drove the late Saddam Hussein and the army back to Iraq. So bila berlakunya pengunduran army daripada Saddam Hussein ini balik ke Iraq, dia punya strategi bakar dalam 90 oil well di Kuwait. If I cannot get it, nobody gets it. Dia bakar about 90 oil well in Kuwait. So about 6 months or something like that, satellite picture tunjuk very dark cloud over Kuwait. They do not know how to put out the fire. Macam mana nak hentikan kebakaran api 90 oil well tu yang ada dekat Kuwait yang dibakar oleh tentera Saddam Hussein. So the Americans found a solution. Istilah dia apa? Fire. You need fire to fight fire. You need a thief to catch a thief. So you tukarkan dia punya konsep daripada yang negatif jadi positif. So the Americans, dia orang ada minyak juga dekat Texas. Dan dekat Texas tu dia ada oil well. So daripada pengalaman mereka, dia orang pun ada kebakaran oil well. So how did they put out the fire in Texas? So what they did was they put the crane at the end here, dynamite. So bila dia sampai dekat tengah-tengah oil well yang terbakar tu, dynamite tu meletup. Bila dia meletup, oxygen flush out. There's no oxygen to fuel the fire. So no more fire. So you use fire to fight fire. Solution dia dekat. The solution is near to the problem. You use fire to fight fire. So di sini kita tengok mana satu. Dia panggil ni unification. Unification tool. Dia tukar dia punya pandangan apa yang kita kata tak elok kebakaran tu, kita guna fire in the positive aspect. The dynamite explode and it extinguishes, put out the fire of the oil well. So ini contoh unification. Yang ikan tadi multiplication. So ada contoh-contoh yang lain kita boleh cerita tentang ini. Breaking symmetry. Maybe you don't realize, kalau kita tengok lampu kereta, dia punya lampu kereta belaki yang kanan tu headlights tu, dia tak symmetrical. Kenapa dia tak symmetrical? That's one under this, braking symmetry. Kenapa lampu dua depan kita punya apa ni, Myvi ke Mercedes ke, dia tak symmetrical? Anyone? Kalau dia symmetrical, lampu tu akan masuk, cahaya tu masuk kepada pemandu yang akan datang daripada opposite direction. So dia kena buat dia tak symmetrical. So this is called braking symmetry punya tool. Okay, so ini adalah beberapa teknik yang kita katakan sebagai advanced system effective thinking. Dalam 1 jam saya bagi mukadimah je lah. Kalau betul-betul nak kena one day punya training kan, itu bayar lah. Ini dia macam free webinar, promosi free webinar, free. Okay, maybe it's better for you to ask questions rather than one way. The difference between a dreamer and innovator may be a matter of life and death. Okay, dalam kesimpulan ni sangat penting cerita benar. Perkataan istilah Eureka sebenarnya datang daripada seorang saintis, Archimedes. So Archimedes, he is a chief scientist kepada a great king, Syracuse king, and chief scientist ni diberikan tanggungjawab sebab raja tu diberi satu mahkota. So mahkota tu diberi oleh seorang, raja tu sangsi, dia tak pasti mahkota ni 100% gold as claimed by the person. So dia panggil chief scientist Archimedes. I give you 1 month, chief scientist. You prove that this mahkota ni, the crown is 100% solid gold. If you cannot prove 100% solid gold, I will execute you. King tu cakap. So that's the real threat to the chief scientist. But if you are successful, you will be rewarded. So dia cubalah, guna dia punya kepakaran ilmu dia, tak berjaya. So sampai kepada penghujung, almost 1 month, tomorrow is the last day, dia tak boleh solve. So dia pergi, masa tu dia ada Archimedes principle. Dia pergi ke public bar, macam swimming pool. Dah ada dah konsep swimming pool pada masa tu. So dia cakap, I might as well relax. I know I'm going to be executed tomorrow. I cannot find the solution. I've tried. So dia pergi situ to relax, enjoy the last day. Because dia tahu dia akan dimurkai oleh dia punya raja. So dia relax, masuk dalam dia punya swimming pool macam bathtub tu. And then dia realise, bila dia masuk tu, water level naik. Bila dia naik, water level, aras air turun. Up, down. So dia menemui konsep Archimedes principle. Any floating object displaces is born with a fluid. This is the concept yang kapal kita semua guna sampai sekarang. So dia discovered that on the last day before he was supposed to be executed. And then masa tu lah dia gembira sangat. Dia bangun, telanjang, dia sebut Eureka. So Eureka ni datang dari sini. That flash of insight masa dia tengah relax, and then dia dapat idea. Kapal selam ke, kapal yang naik aircraft carrier, semua pakai ini, yang kita dapat nikmati sampai sekarang. Jadi conclusion dia kalau dia tak share idea tu, dia akan dibunuh. Archimedes principle tak wujud, mungkin Megat principle Prof, sebab Megat jumpa dulu selepas, sebab dia tak share. So you are creative but you are not innovative. somebody else may discover it. Yeah. The famous Isaac Newton punya story apa? Tak tahu siapa Isaac Newton? Apple jatuh ke kepala kan? Bila Apple jatuh ke kepala, dia discover apa? Gravity. Konsep gravity famous. So I've been telling my students, kenapa dia bukan jadi discovery of gravity, because of megat ke nama-nama Melayu. Tak ada. Tapi ada Isaac Newton. Sebab kalau dekat Malaysia kan, dia punya penemuan tak berjaya. Megat duduk bawah pokok durian, Isaac Newton duduk bawah pokok apple. Apple jatuh atas kepala, no problem. Tapi durian, sorry lah. Jadi kita dah ada Isaac Newton gravity theory. So too bad lah, kita duduk dekat kawasan banyak durian, sedap. Tapi tak sempat nak sampaikan teori penemuan gravity. Okey, so saya cukup di situ sebagai mukadimah. Ramai yang nampaknya dah terlena juga. So saya buka lah dengan izin Sir Rani. Ada apa-apa soalan, saya cuba jawab insyaAllah. So jangan malu-malu. Use the time given that we have here. If you have some questions, please. Anyone? Yes. Bagaimana kita nak istiqamah dalam mencapai sesuatu tujuan? Okey, kalau kita lihat motivasi yang paling berkesan pada saya ialah apa yang diajar oleh Rasulullah SAW, iaitu kita pepatah Melayu cakap sedikit-sedikit lama-lama menjadi bukit. Dan sedikit-sedikit lama-lama menjadi bukit. So if you ada nak bagi macam hari Jumaat, you ada nak bagi sedekah subuh ke hari Jumaat, ataupun bagi kaum lelaki yang pergi solat Jumaat, ada tabung dia, saya masuklah duit mungkin mampu RM1. So you continue. Dan amalan yang berterusan, yang istiqamah ni lebih disukai oleh Allah SWT daripada one shot je. So mengikut kemampuan kepada siapa yang nak bersedekah. Jadi kita lihat kepada pengajaran di sini, iaitu kita punya enemy banyak kan. Kalau kita tengok kepada hadis Rasulullah SAW, kita punya enemy banyak. Satunya ialah diri kita sendiri, hawa nafsu. Dan satu lagi is syaitan. So syaitan tu dia tak give up. So kalau you give up, it means you kalah lah. Tapi syaitan dia tak give up. So, jawapan pendek. Wallahualam. Lagi? You tahu siapa Tun Zaki? Tahu? Dia You know who is Tun Zaki? Orang tua kena duduk. Pernah? Who is Tun Zaki? Okay. Who is the Vice Chancellor of USIP? Masih tak buat research. Okay. Secara lazimnya satu universiti dia kena ada Vice Chancellor. Vice Chancellor ni is the executive. Atas Vice Chancellor tu yang paling tinggi is the constitutional head, is the Chancellor. Itu sebab Chancellor. Lepas tu bawah Chancellor tu ada Pro Chancellor. Chancellor, Pro Chancellor ni non-executive. So bawah Pro Chancellor baru datang executive yang number one is the Vice Chancellor. So sebab dia panggil Vice Chancellor. Paling tinggi Chancellor. Ya, siapa Chancellor USIM? Siapa Pro Chancellor USIM? So ada dua. One of them is Tun Zaki. Ya, Tun Zaki ni was the former Chief Justice of Malaysia. Ketua Hakim Malaysia dulu. So now he is one of the Pro Chancellors of USIM. So dia selalu pergi macam ni lah. Dia cakap, if you don't ask me question, nobody leave the hall. Tu Tun Zaki je lah. So alhamdulillah ada seorang. So I need two more question. Two more question at least. Yes. Satu soalan yang bagus, tapi soalan ni tak dikira sebab ni datang pada tenaga pengajar. Okay. The reason why we have this kind of discontinuity, memang Allah dah beri gambaran. Ilmu tu tetap ada, continuation, tapi civilization up and down. As shown very clearly dari segi this golden age of Muslims. After the Romans, they passed the baton to the Muslims, and now pass the baton to the Western powers. And the Western powers learn from us. I give you the example of coffee. Just one coffee, you know. And then you learn about the programming algorithm, no? Datang pada algebra, algorithm. So Ibn Sina, the medicine that they are teaching in the university and so on, can pass the baton from one to the other. That's why the thing yang saya cakap, lesson from history tu, Allah bagi continuity of knowledge, but the torch bearers, mereka yang bawa ilmu tu dia bertukar-tukar. And ini tidak lain tidak bukan seperti Allah gambarkan. If you are not serious about it, somebody else will take over. But still, the knowledge is beneficial to whole of mankind. That is the main lesson for the sini. Dia punya tamadun turun dan naik sebab semua tu Allah says dia ada fixed time, expiry date. Begitu juga dengan kita punya golden age of Muslims, because we didn't take it seriously, we became degenerated. So somebody else that learned from us masa tu, they become the torch bearers. That is the reality. Tapi Allah preserve, sebab semua manusia perlu kepada kehidupan. So Allah make it easy for us to solat tahajud umpamanya. Electricity, tekan switch, lampu menyala, tekan switch, kalau sejuk ada water heater, pusing tap, keluar, tak payah keluar sampai ke keluar daripada rumah nak pergi ke toilet. Now attached toilet, everything has been made quite convenient. Macam itulah, maknanya semua ada expiry date. Seperti khutbah tadi, kan, kematian adalah satu kepastian. Begitu juga civilization. Dia nampak macam Israel, state of Israel is forever. Dia berapa tahun je, baru nak 100, lebih kurang. America, dia mula degenerate. UK, the number one name sekarang dekat UK siapa? Muhammad. So these are things yang kita tengok what's happening in the world, and semua ada dia punya expiry date, ada dia punya peak, and then dia ada dia punya low. Okay, so that is short answer to the question. Silakan belah sana. Anyone? Another one, okay.
Seperti kita tahu kan, innovation ni kan kita buat produk baru atau satu tinggi lah. Prof ada lepas tak? Boleh tak kalau innovation ni kita aplikasikan dalam pendidikan?
So, okay, innovation ni tak semestinya tangible products. It can come in terms of services. It can come in terms of, as you said, leadership. So, it's not about just products per se. You can innovate in terms of how you engage with your clients, how you're going to engage with the, macam tadi itu, the legats. Dalam teori ekonomi, nanti some of you nak buat ekonomi ni, dia ada satu prinsipal dia panggil Pareto principle. Pareto principle is the 20-80 rule. It was discovered by the Italian economist. Bila dia tengok dia punya garden, belakang rumah dia ada garden, so dia tengok dia punya peas, kan, the peas, PEA. Dia tengok tu, dia tengok dia punya 20% of the peas plant is giving the 80% of productivity. So that comes the 20-80 rule. So dalam leadership, when you look at organisation macam Tamidi sekarang ni, kan, 20% of you, the student dalam hall ini, ambil program ni, is giving 80% headache to the teachers. 20% of you student is giving 80% of headache. That is, kita guna dia punya theory. 20% of the population of Malaysia owns the 80% of wealth of Malaysia. I repeat, 20% of the population in Malaysia owns 80% of wealth in Malaysia. 20-80 rule. Okay, itu sedikit lah. So kalau dalam konteks kepimpinan tadi tu, when I was leading, I asked my team identify 20% of our academic staff if you are able to identify 20% of the productive top 20% of the academic staff, they are the ones who are going to contribute 80% of success. I never got the list. So dia punya barrier. If you are able to get a 20%, 80% of the achievement will be there, insyaAllah. Okay, one more. Belah sana? Anyone? Belah sini yang tak ada lagi. One more question, please. Okay, let me ask you a question. After talking about creativity, what is your opinion about creative accounting? What do you understand about creative accounting? Anyone? That's good. Okay. For 95, but to give you an idea.
Kita tak campur lagi creative accounting, belum sampai tahap lagi. Tahap creative accounting tu dia dah menyeluruh the whole company baru boleh buat. Now basicnya masih lagi record the transactions from the soft document and follow the accounting cycle. Once you dah complete all the things, okay, creative accounting actually ada 24. Boleh dan tak boleh. As long you fulfill all the MFRS, IFRS requirements, it's okay. Sebab kadang-kadang creative accounting, for example, contoh, kalau you calculate the depreciation, you can choose different methods, right? Untuk show orang kata different net profit of the company. So that one salah satu juga lah creative accounting. Tapi sebenarnya tidak salah untuk menunjukkan the company's performance. Nanti Google lah sekali. Tak sampai tahap lagi untuk ajar creative accounting. Dia masih lagi sebab dia punya background ada yang zero knowledge accounting, yang tak ada basic, so I have to teach them from zero, from scratch. Masih lagi okay, kalau this transaction what is the how maybe what is the credit, journal and so on. Bila dia orang ambil accounting course nanti, barulah dia orang nampak, oh, adakah creative accounting ini dibenarkan atau tidak dibenarkan, right? Untuk menunjuk creative accounting is you nak menunjuk the company's performance dalam income statement. Nanti buat special accounting. Okay, Prof, saya nak mengambil kesempatan. Okay, ala-ala dah dapat mic kan? Dia tak boleh berhenti kalau dapat mic. Okay, actually Prof Ridza is my former boss dahulu. Dan alhamdulillah lah saya menggunakan peluang ini untuk Prof sharing dia punya experience, knowledge, terutama dari segi Prof ni banyak menerima anugerah pertandingan inovasi. Okey. Dan saya nak promote juga. Saya menyebabkan Prof ni bukan salam-salam Prof ya. Okey. Saya nak mengambil kesempatan kat sini sebab next year around February, right? Pusat Tarmidi akan menganjurkan pertandingan putra, di mana Pusat Tarmidi akan menjadi apa namanya, tuan rumah, tuan rumah, okey. Gemetar, okey. Tuan rumah untuk pertandingan Pitram tersebut, di mana akan ada pelbagai kategori lah, dan kategorinya adalah salah satunya adalah kategori pelajar. Dan biasanya students perakaunan ini biasanya lah daripada past experience yang saya dah tengok-tengok, kurang penyertaan daripada accounting students. And I believe that accounting students sebenarnya dia bukan tak kreatif, dia kreatif, tetapi dia perlu sokongan, galakan. Jadi daripada sini kita boleh dapat tahulah bahawa untuk menjadi seorang yang kreatif dan inovatif adalah secara, dia ada tools dia, cara berfikir dia ada sistematik. Macam Prof kata, benda itu tidak datang on the spot, dan you have belajar daripada history. You have to do the literature review, you mengamati dan sebagainya. So daripada situ nanti Madam berharaplah ada penyertaan daripada students accounting untuk menyertai Pitram, dan insyaAllah diadakan di DTC, DUC, insyaAllah. So nanti baliklah berfikir, sebab salah satu cara kita sentiasa, orang kata Prof, hilang apa ni cara untuk mengelakkan daripada lupa, sentiasa berfikir. Itu dia punya tips supaya nanti kurang nyanyuk, sentiasalah berfikir, solve the problem. Tapi you muda lagi tak nyanyuk lagi, lambat lagi. Okey, itu saja saya mengambil kesempatan ini mewakili Puan Laki Rina penyelaras, mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Prof di atas kesudian datang, sharing experience, memberi kita tunjuk ajar. Macam Prof kata tadi, banyak tools dah kena bayar. Kita tengoklah dulu macam mana the next agenda macam mana. Okey, dan saya juga berterima kasih kepada rakan-rakan kami terutama Encik Junisa, maintain kat sini dari tadi lagi, jaga teknikal, dan semua rakan-rakan lah pada hari ini. Dan terima kasih juga kepada students. Minta maaf ya Sir Raimi, mencelah. Okey, terima kasih Prof.
Thank you, Arifah. Before I give the back to our MC, just to follow up to what Arifah just said, continue to think, berfikir, ya, untuk mengelakkan daripada lupa. Tapi ada consequence. One of the consequences is, in my case, rambut putih. Yang lain rambut tak ada. So, ada dia punya consequences. Wallahu a'lam. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih kepada Prof. Saya biasa dengar pasal perang Uhud, perang Badar, ya. Tapi di kali pertama saya dengar cocok najis, nak tahu dari mana datangnya sesuatu, ya, tak pernah lagi saya dengar. Okey, kelas saya mungkin tahu negeri favourite saya mana? Kelantan. Okey, alright. Okey, lepas ni kita cocok najis seseorang, kita jumpa wudu, ya, alright. Okey, okey, saya dipahamkan acara berikutnya kita ada acara penyampaian hadiah. Jadi saya ingin menjemput Prof sekali lagi dan penyelaras Komiti Perekonomian untuk menyampaikan hadiah kepada yang diraihkan.
Ni semua barang dah siap satu beg dah. Memang kita ni tergulik. Ni. Dia terlingkut. Dia rasa kat bawah. Kita perasan dah. Dia terlingkut dah.
Okey, terima kasih kepada Prof. Terima kasih semua kerana hadir. Semua lepas ini dijemput untuk ada jamuan ringan, dan saya tengok dekat luar ada pack makanan untuk pelajar-pelajar, ya. Terima kasih kerana hadir, itu adalah ganjaran anda. Okey. Kita akan adakan sesi bergambar, semua diminta duduk di tengah.